Hi everybody, this is Mrs. Clark, and I'm going to show you how to use Google Sheets to do multi-digit subtraction and how to get feedback immediately so you can see if you got the question wrong or right and if there's anything that you need to self-correct. First, we'll talk about the technology and just how to use it, and then at the end we'll actually solve some together if you want to see how that goes. So the first thing to notice is when you open it up, you should be able to see the questions right here real nice on your screen. And if not, that's totally normal because every computer is a little bit different. So if it looks, like this when you open it up, that's fine. You're just going to come up here to the zoom and adjust it. So you want to see all three questions or however many questions on your screen. The next thing to note is at the bottom, there's all these different tabs. And there are 30 different tabs in total. However, you might just have a few tabs if you just have a smaller assignment or your teacher assigned you a little bit at a time. But this is what the maximum looks like is 30 tabs. And all you have to do is click on the tab to go to the different questions. And if you can't see, we get to 28 here and you can't see all the way to 30, that's what these little arrows are for. Questions 1 through 5 are 2 digits minus 1 digit. So that's tabs 1 through 5. And then the next set, 6 through 10, 2 digit minus 2 digit. Then 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 are 3 digit minus 2. And then 16 through 20 is 3 digits minus 3 digits. And it goes up from there. So 21 through 25, 4 digit minus 3. And then the last questions are 4 digits minus 4 digits. So it is possible that you might have just been assigned just 2 digit minus 1 digit, for example. Just the 2 digit minus 1, and that's a smaller chunk of the work. So there's smaller spreadsheets, and then there's the master spreadsheet, but it's the same questions. Now we'll talk about the actual tech. So you can see a question here, 5,384 minus 3,655. So here's that first number, 5384, and then the 3655. You're going to be answering, and you need to put a number in all of these boxes up top and the boxes at the bottom. The bottom is for the final answer, and the top is for carrying and borrowing. So first of all, 4 minus 5. We cannot do 4 minus 5, so we need to borrow from the 8. And that's why there's an arrow there, actually. It's just going to help remind you what to do. So if we take 1 from the 8, it turns into a 7. So that's the first thing I'm going to put in, 7. Now, nothing has happened yet. You actually have to click away in order for it to give you the feedback that we want. Click literally anywhere else. Just click anywhere. And that box is going to change color. We cross off the 8 and it became a 7, basically. And it turned yellow. So if a box turns a bright color, that means it is correct. If it turns gray, it's incorrect. So that's what an incorrect answer would look like. This is what a correct answer looks like. Basically, you just want the bright colors. You can see that an arrow popped up to show us where to go next. We borrowed from that 8 and turned it into a 7 so that we could take a 10 and put it here with the 4. So that 4 is now a 14. Click away, and now we're ready to subtract. 4 minus 5. And you can see these guys are crossed off, so we don't need them anymore. 14 minus 5. So skip this row here. 14 minus 5 is 9, and you're going to put that in this box. I should note, if you're on an iPad, you're going to just double tap on this box, and that'll bring up your keyboard, put in your number, and then click away. And we get our feedback. So now we're done with the blues here. The 14 and the 9 are good to go. 7 minus 5, can we do that? Yes, we can. So we'll hop on down, put in our answer. We don't have to borrow for that one. Click away. Good. 3 minus 6, we cannot do that, which means we need to come over to the 5 and borrow. And you can see this arrow popped up to help remind you. So the 5 becomes a 4, so that we can give a 10 to this 3 and turn it into 13. And now we are ready to subtract down. So 13 minus 6, 7, 4 minus 3 is 1. Click away. and a checkbox pops up to show you that you're finished. So as you're working with these, it's basically like if you were on a piece of paper working, when you borrow, you cross that number off and then you carry it over. And that's why these guys get crossed off here, because we don't need them anymore. So let's hop on over to this one. We always start on the right. We cannot do 4 minus 6, so you're going to borrow from the 5 and turn it into a 4. We do need to click away to get that feedback. So we cross off the 5, turn it into a 4, taking that 10 and bringing it over here, so this 4 becomes a 14, and click away. It turned blue, which means it's correct. 14 minus 6. Let's put an incorrect answer. It turned gray. That's how you know to try again. Self-correct. There we go. Now we hop on over. 7 minus, 4 minus 8. Can we do 4 minus 8? No, we can't. So we actually need to borrow again. Hop on over to the 7. Take 1 away. It turns into a 6. And that 10 we took away comes up here, and we turn this 4 into a 14. And it goes away because now this is what we have in this column is a 14. So 14 minus 8 is 6. 6 minus 3, 3. And then again, 6 minus 3, 3. That one's finished. And now we've got a checkbox. Let's do one of the super tricky ones, the ones with the zeros. So we start on the right here. 1 minus 2 we can't do, which means we need to borrow from the next digit over, but there's nothing there. So this guy would need to borrow in order to give to him. He'd need to borrow from him, but he doesn't have anything. So we actually have to go 3 boxes over just to stock these guys up, just to get back to this 1 over here. So start at the 3, and the arrows will kind of guide you with that. So borrow from the 3, turn it into a 2. So that this 0 can now become a 10. Well, remember, the reason we're doing this is so that we can get all the way over to this guy, which means this one needs something. So you're now going to borrow from the 10, which means you take 1 away, turn it into a 9, and you give that 1 to this 0 here. So you're giving a 1 to this, which turns it into a 10. Now, finally, the neighbor of this guy is ready to give him something. So take 1 away and give it over here to the 1, turning it into an 11. And finally, we're now ready to subtract. As you go along, it's going to cross off the digits you don't need anymore. It's going to gray these ones out. So you're left with these bright colors that show you what to work with. And you know it's correct. And if it was wrong, it would be gray. So now you can feel confident moving in and doing the subtraction. 11 minus 2 is 9. Click away. 9 minus 7 is 2. Click away. 9 minus 5 is 4. And 2 minus 1 is 1. And there is a check mark in the corner. So I hope that this is fun for you and that you enjoy it. The check marks will show you as you finish each one. And then when you finish all 3, a sticker will pop up here to let you know that you're done with that page, navigating the different tabs. Or if you have a different chunk at a time, you might just have the 2 minus 2 or the 3 minus 2. Those are just the smaller spreadsheets that are easy to manage. So I hope that this is helpful for you when learning how to do multi-digit subtraction.